Let's go into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Some popping was going on this morning at the Miller Electric Center in a shortened practice. Their first in pads, and it was good. It's still not quite what I expect. Maybe that'll be tomorrow. That's kind of the feeling. But yeah, every camp is different. Every coach is different. How much you're going to hit? What are you going to do? Tackling has been eliminated. That has been the case for years. I did talk with Emmanuel Agba about it, and he told me that he thought that even when the pads weren't on, it's been a very physical camp so far. And, you know, I'm going to trust a veteran like Emmanuel Agba. He's been in the league now, I believe this is his 9th year. And, you know, if he says it, he certainly knows better than I do. But, you know, I just thought that really the highlight today, or the big pop of the day, if you will, was Antonio Johnson on LaQuint Allen. That was fun to watch. And then I kind of hung out by the safeties and just keyed in on Johnson. He's such a big guy. He really is. I mean, he towers over the other safeties. And you just wish that you could get him to reach his potential. I've seen some projections. I've seen some 53s where he doesn't make the team. I find that hard to believe. I think he is absolutely going to be on there. Unfortunately, I think it's going to be Daniel Thomas who's really fighting for that job because of the amount of money he makes as simply a special teams ace. If Daniel Thomas is on your defensive side, the Jaguars are in trouble. He's not a good coverage safety. So, anyway, it was good to have with us earlier this morning. I expect tomorrow to be much longer than the 1 hour and 15 minutes that we did see today. But Liam Cohen was very pleased with this practice. He said it did not get sloppy, and he just decided to cut things a little bit short. It was almost, if you will, a reward to how hard these guys have worked. I also wonder if the fact that all of a sudden, you know, the injuries are starting to pile up and you hate it. This is camp-wide. All you got to do is look around. I mean, every team is dealing with it, but if you look at guys who are going to be big-time contributors to this football team, and, you know, you go to the defensive line. Mason Smith is not there. He's on the PUP. Eric Armstead is basically getting, who's the guy from Fast Times at Ridgemont High? Was it Jefferson? Have you ever seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
Negative.
Oh, my gosh, Dylan. You've got a lot of growing up to do, man. You're so fortunate. There's so many films and things that you even, you know, haven't even had the opportunity to dive into. You've never seen Fast Times at Ridgemont High?
1982? No.
How old were you in 82? You weren't even thought of.
I was negative
Okay.
16.
Well, they used to, were you really?
Yeah, I was born 98.
My God. They used to fly him in for games. Okay? He didn't have to practice. You know, they just flew him in. And Eric Armstead's really not involved in any of these team drills. And, you know, it's the way it was described by Liam Cohen, not today, but earlier, or I guess late last week, is he's getting a veteran type of training camp, which I really don't have a problem with, okay? I think communication is key. Communication recently around here has been just awful, just terrible. You get the feeling that with the fresh start, that communication is something that is working positively for everyone over at the Miller Electric Center, but they're just not playing him right now defensively. On the flip side, you have Devon Hamilton, who now Josh Hines-Allen is calling the best nose tackle in the National Football League. Okay, I thought that was very interesting. I really bragged about Hamilton a year ago. I really bragged about Hamilton 2 years ago before he hurt his back. I promised myself that I would not get caught in that for a third consecutive year. Really hope he plays well. As a matter of fact, listening to Liam Cohen kind of describing him earlier today about keeping his cleats because that's always been the knock on Devon Hamilton. He comes off his feet too quick. He falls down too easily, whether it's by design. I don't think he's literally getting knocked down, but, that's always been one thing that has gone against him. You're missing those two at defensive tackle or in your interior defensive line. And then Buster Brown now with his leg is going to miss the remaining part of training camp. That's huge. Those are either three starters or three guys that are absolutely going to be a part of that rotation. Once you get the 12, 13, 14 men deep, Buster Brown, Mason Smith, Eric Armstead, they're in that category. So all of a sudden, those three are out. Unfortunately, today, Bashal Tutin didn't work as well. We know he had an explosive run yesterday, but he was on the sideline. I was actually watching him, but he did not have shoulder pads on. Liam Cullen told us that it was the hamstring that has set him back. To me, this is more of a it's more of like not necessarily an extra, maybe some gravy, if you will. I still think when push comes to shove, it's going to be Tank Bigsby. It's going to be ETN. I believe that those are going to be the guys who get the football against Carolina. But I really love what I've seen so far with Tutin. And I think he came back down to life last week when in consecutive plays, screens were blown up. I want to say Caleb Ranshaw blew up one of those screens last week, and then it was Foye Oluokun who the very next play blew up a screen. But, as I said, I think on Thursday or Friday, you could have been Barry Sanders. I mean, you could have been Walter Payton. There was no running back that was going to be able to get out of that. The defense was ahead of the offense on that particular day. All right, so practice began, and the first thing I noticed today was Jacksonville came out and they were able to run the football. And again, it's still tough at times because they're not tackling. I think what you really look for is, are there any holes that do open? And if so, how is the running back's, patience, his vision, his ability to move the football down the field? I thought both backs today look really good. Bigsby, to me, a little bit better. I still think Bigsby's going to be the guy who's basically the bell cow. I think ETN's a huge part of all of this, but a lot of that is going to be with the designed set of screens that Liam Cohen is going to be able to implement. So I liked seeing this because outside of Trevor Lawrence, and, that's what it all comes down to. Everyone's got their opinion on Trevor. It's finally going to happen in year 5 for Trevor Lawrence. Or Trevor can't read NFL defenses. He doesn't have, it doesn't matter. People are 50-50 on this. It really is quite intriguing. Cohen, again today, very happy with what Trevor Lawrence has done so far in camp. Says he's done a phenomenal job running this offense. I actually want to play it for you a little bit later on in the show. It's a fairly long-winded answer by Cohen, but he's talking about some of the footwork changes that Trevor went through and how he went to them about making these changes and, starting with the left foot, not the right foot. Liam Cohen refers to it as the goofy foot. Okay, we'll play that for you coming up here in a little bit, but I think you fans that are really kind of caught up, those of you who are very technical and you're caught up in everything, trying to figure out what exactly is going in to the footwork. I mean, this is a part of the process. So we'll do that for you coming up here momentarily. But, outside of getting Trevor set, the most important part of this Jaguars football team is that offensive line and being able to run the football. If you run the football, everything else can settle in. And the best information that anyone can give you when it comes to Liam Cohen and running the football, 2 years ago, Tampa Bay was dead last in rushing. Okay? Last year, he took them to number 4. And it improved by nearly 60 yards a game. Think about that. 60 yards a game. Jacksonville has been awful at running the football for years and years and years. You can even look back at the 2 years that ETN went over 1,000 yards. 1,000 yards isn't what it once was. What is it, 62 yards a game? Something like that. It isn't what it was. But it was good to see them come out and run the football at least early on. And then as we went through the entire practice, I'll say this. Today, the best player on that practice field, in my opinion, was Trayvon Walker. He looked like a beast today. And his body looks even better than it did his first couple of years. He told us a few weeks back that he has only lost 3 pounds. Remember, we know that Ryan Nielsen had all of these guys put on a lot of weight. It doesn't look the case for Trayvon Walker. He just looks like more of a physical specimen. Well, he was incredible today, all right, including, throwing in. Actually, that was Josh Hines-Allen who threw Anton Harrison on the ground. The defensive ends were at their best. And, we'll go through a bit later on some one-on-one scenarios where, I think Trayvon won 3 of his 4 reps. Hines-Allen won 3 of his 4 reps. It was a good day today for the 2-star defensive ends right here in Jacksonville. So overall, I thought it was a fairly healthy day for the Jags. They got in some good work. An hour and 15 minutes to me is that's a little on the short side. I would like them to work just a little bit more, okay? And apparently that is going to come tomorrow. Travis Hunter worked exclusively on offense today after giving it all defense on Friday and Sunday. Today was arguably the lightest work day that we have seen so far for Travis Hunter. I've seen a couple of reports that are out there that he only took 12 team snaps on offense and caught either 1 or 2 balls. They weren't deep balls. So far, he's 7 for 7. I saw that from Smitter. Gary Smits does the Travis Hunter tracker as well. And 7 attempts, 7 receptions so far. I remember back during minicamp, I posted quite a few Travis Hunter receptions. I also posted a Travis Hunter drop. And, you would have thought that I was the closest thing to evil that Duval has ever had. He's having a good camp, 7 for 7. And again, highlighted with defense both Friday and Sunday. Friday night scrimmage is going to be a blast. He's going to go both ways. Okay? Cohen said that to us just a few hours ago. This is going to be incredible how this is structured. And again, this guy's endurance, his lack of fatigue is inspiring. I mean, we saw it early on. He comes out, he's wearing the teal jersey. All of a sudden, they're doing some stretching and starting to get some individual stuff, and bang. He leaves the wide receiver group and goes and he works with Ron Milas, the secondary coach. Again, working on technique. Even though he learned from the best cornerback to ever play the game in Deion Sanders, technique at this level is still going to be incredibly important. He's not going to be able to, I wish I could come up with a better word than cheat, but he's not going to be able to get away with things that he did at Colorado, that he did at Jackson State. All right, he's just not going to be able to. And that's because this league is so quick, it's so fast. This applies to both offense and defense. I keep hearing he's not running the right routes. Or I tell you, he ran a couple of routes today on some one-on-ones where much improved and totally faked out the defenders in doing so. I know it's not perfect, and it's not expected to be perfect. And again, you watch Edgar Bennett, the wide receiver coach, working really hard with him as well on trying to refine his skills. And no one's going to question his athleticism, obviously, and his want, obviously. It comes down to technique. Got to become a better route runner. Got to beat the jam. Dave Campbell's going to join me here in about 7 minutes. I'm going to ask him about the jam because Dave Campbell made that point to me the other day. Some are saying that Travis Hunter's not big enough. He's not strong enough. He's not going to be able to get through NFL jams. Campo pointed out to me last week while we were watching practice at the Miller Electric Center. He's like, watch how quick he is. he's absolutely going to be able to get through the jam. I'm going to ask Campo as well, because he worked with Deion Sanders in Dallas about the defensive technique. The zone coverage, kind of, eyes on the quarterback, vision on the quarterback style of defense that we believe that Anthony Campanelli has brought here to Duval. All right, so I'm fired up. This is a Monday. It's a great week. We got 4 days worth of July. They have off Wednesday, but we're at it tomorrow. We're at it Thursday. And then, of course, Friday night, you get a scrimmage. How about that? How about opening up August with a Friday night scrimmage that you can be a part of, Jaguar fans? I don't know the deal. I would assume just go to Jaguars.com. Get all that information if you got to register or whatever it is, but we're going to get that opportunity, and that's going to be a whole heck of a lot of fun. That's coming up on Friday night. All right, opening comments are brought to you by Shmunez Vision. Man, it's hot out there. You may find yourself with allergies. They may be driving you crazy with itchy eyes. Don't rub them. Only going to make it worse. I'm telling you. And make an appointment at Shmunez Vision. I went in there about, 6 weeks ago. I didn't feel as though I had anything wrong. He said, I had a minor allergy. Gave me a remedy. It's gone away. All right. There's never been an issue. So if that's something you're dealing with, go to Shmunez Vision. Also, it's time to get your prescription changed, right? Go to Shmunez Vision. Then ask yourself this: am I a candidate for laser eye surgery? 2020 for the rest of my life. Okay. Never having to deal with looking for your readers or taking your contacts out after you pass out. Just imagine what that would be like. When you talk about Dr. Neil Shmunez and Dr. Catherine Shmunez and Dr. John Hunt, you're talking about more than 30 years in the business where they have performed surgery. They'll also sit and answer each and every one of your questions about the surgery. That's very, very comforting. I know, because I had one 9 years ago. You want to talk to the individual who's going to perform the surgery. Check them out. Go to Shmunez Vision online, or you can go to Instagram and get all of the testimonials at Shmunez Vision. All right, I'm amped up tonight. This is going to be a great week here in Duval. I can feel it right now. Let's kick it off with Dave Campo, who is one of my favorites to watch Jaguars practice with. A little bit later on the program, Emanuel Agba is going to join us. We invite you to be a part of the program. The best way, 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. And let's welcome those on YouTube at 1010XL into the night.
The Drill.
We're very lucky in the sense that we've got two visionaries.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
Like poets.
Weekday mornings.
Two totally distinct types of visionaries.
On 1010XL.
It's like fire and ice.
Here's Linda Beaver.
The dog days of summer are here, and so are the hottest deals of the year. Whether you're hauling down the street, cruising on the beach, or just escaping the heat, we have the ride you're looking for and the wow you experience you deserve. Save big on select models with sizzling summer savings, low financing, and limited time bonus cash on all trades. So don't sweat it. Come beat the heat at Beaver Automotive, where the summer deals will wow you.
After our son's shoulder issues were worsening, we took him to see Dr. Snyder at Southeast Orthopedic Specialists, who recommended PRP treatment. We trusted Dr. Snyder's evaluation and look forward to seeing him pitch again. For the right care, the best care, we highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hey, it's Joe C. When was the last time you flushed out your water heater? Flushing a water heater each year improves its efficiency and extends its lifespan. So call Roland Reese Plumbing for a routine water heater flush out and any other plumbing needs. 260-7059. Roland Reese Plumbing.
This summer, you can beat the heat at Best Bet, your premier poker destination. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a first-time card player, you'll find a cool retreat from the summer heat with thrilling games, big payouts, and refreshing drinks. Join us for an unforgettable experience. Cool off and cash in at Best Bet. The stakes are high, the cards are hot, and your chance for fun is guaranteed. Visit bestbetjacks.com to learn more. That's bestbetjacks.com.
This is Hayes Carlion for First Florida Credit Union. I bank with First Florida Credit Union because I trust them. I can always count on them when it comes to the vast services they provide. The online banking services are outstanding. So easy to use, depositing checks through the mobile app is fast and efficient. I also go to the branch off 210 in St. Johns County and the Durbin location, but they have 10 branches in the Jacksonville area. You need to be banking with First Florida Credit Union. They're enriching people every day. Federally insured by NCUA, Equal Housing Opportunity Lender.
Every NFL season starts with the fundamentals.
Gentlemen, this is a football.
Nobody covers camp like 1010XL.
And each year, there's a new challenge.
Powered by Roland Reach Plumbing and Green Acres Sporting Goods.
Life doesn't wait, and neither should you. Aleve can help you deal with pain less throughout your day. Whether it's a long day on your feet, a demanding workout, or everyday aches and pains, you need relief that can keep up when pain persists. Aleve is here for you with longer-lasting body pain relief compared to leading OTC branded pain relievers. With just one pill, Aleve lasts up to 12 hours. Don't let those aches hold you back from doing what's important to you. Use as directed.
60 days from now, you'll be one of these two guys. The first guy, sluggish, foggy, and feeling like he just can't keep up like he used to. The second guy, driven, strong, and confident. Why? Male Excel's breakthrough microdosing protocol, a daily low-dose testosterone. You don't have to be the first guy anymore. Be the second guy. Take the same steps he took. Try MaleExcel.com. 100,000 men chose wisely. Your move.
I'm Frank Frangie, and I told you before, my daughter Amber is following the lead of Hacker and Mike and Matt and trying to lose a few pounds with Awaken 180. Well, I got to tell you, she's been amazed at the results. Now get this. She's been in the program 3.5 weeks. She's lost 22.5 pounds. 22. It's hard to believe, and she is so excited. There's nothing better than seeing your kid excited. She said it's so convenient. She raves about her coach, who she speaks with once a week. She said the food's terrific, and she's never hungry. Man, she's found a program that really works, and boy, is she excited. If you want to give it a try, call 844-346-1800. That's 844-346-1800, or visit awaken180weightloss.com. It's changing my daughter's life. It really is, and it can change yours as well. 844-346-1800 or awaken180weightloss.com. If you're looking for a transformation, now's the time to call Awaken 180.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Checkmate Coatings phone line.
Hello.
Your floor's missing piece. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Tonight's show brought to you by Miller Electric. I'm going to tell you all about them in about 10 minutes, and they're hiring. You want to work for one of the best companies here in Jacksonville? Just go to millercareers.com. Today, practice number 5 of training camp at the Miller Electric Center. Let's bring in our good friend Dave Campo, of course, former head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, spent 43 years in the world of coaching, both college and pro. And he joins Rick Ballou. Dave, how are you?
I'm good, Rick. How are you doing?
Doing outstanding. First of all, a little surprised they cut practice short today, their first in pads. Were you surprised as well?
Not really. I mean, I think that was kind of a lead-in to what's going to happen here real soon. You know, I think tomorrow's going to be another hitting day, and I think that they take a day off, and then they've got one more practice, and then they've got a scrimmage. So I think you want to get a little acclimated to the pads as well. And the thing that I was the most excited about is they went right to it. I mean, they did a few individual drills, and then they were right into the team drills. And I think we got a chance to see quite a bit today.
Yeah, and it felt like they addressed the run early, and they were having some success with that. Did you attribute that to these backs who have had a really good camp, or did you just see anything that really impressed you with the offensive line?
Well, I think they've made that commitment, which, we've been talking about for a while now since Liam Cohen came in. You know, his feeling that they were going to run the football. And, one of the number one runs today was that power play where they're double teaming and kicking out. And, I heard Milam speak afterwards, and he made the comment that the power game is the thing that floats the boat.
Right.
And that's the difference. I think from what they were a year ago, which was truly a zone attack, I think they've got some guys now that can come off the football. And I think they've run the ball more, even without the pads, than they had a year, in the last few years. So that's exciting. I think the first period was basically a run, play, action period. So you saw an awful lot of run in that one. But they've made the commitment in my mind, and it's going to be interesting to see how well they do with it.
Yeah, it was a year ago, and I say this all the time. I thought the best part of the initial Liam Cohen press conference when he was announced as the Jaguars head coach was him talking about last year before pads went on in Tampa, running a ton of zone blocking scheme. Then they realized they were a much better team when pads went on running gap. What do you think? What's your understanding here? Do you know what scheme they would like to run, and do you know what scheme they will eventually run when it's all said and done?
Yeah, I mean, I think I do. I think it's going to be a little bit of a combination. They have some running backs that can put their foot in the ground and go vertical, and that's the zone plays, where you get people stretched and you put the foot in the ground and go north and south. They've got some quickness in that backfield right now. So I think it will be a little bit of that, but I really think that they're committed to doing better in the run game to get yardage and get them into short yardage situations and then be able to make short yardage plays. So a lot of that is gap blocking. You certainly don't want to run a zone play when you're trying to get 1 or 2 yards. You're going to attack the line of scrimmage. And really it comes down to, I don't know that we've seen enough of this offensive line yet being in pads for one day. So, and McCarry wasn't even out there today.
Yep.
But, to me, they're really pleased with Adoga, the kid from the Cowboys that they brought in. He's playing guard. Cleveland looked like he was coming off the ball better today than I saw him a year ago. So some of it is a mentality. Some of it is a mentality of the coaching staff and what they're selling every day. This is what we have to be. When we come to the line of scrimmage, people have to understand that we're going to come off the football and bloody your nose. And I think that's all part of it.
Jaguars starting right guard Patrick McCarry did miss another workout earlier this morning with back spasms. We're talking with former head coach of the Dallas Cowboys, Dave Campo. Hated that Tootin wasn't able to give it a go today as well, Dave. I mean, ETN and Tank, I think, have looked real good, but one of the guys I've been most excited about through 5 practices is watching this rookie running back from Vatek.
Yeah. He obviously, the one thing about him, to be honest with you, I'm impressed with both he and LaQuint Allen.
Yep.
They brought in 2 guys. I wouldn't be a bit surprised if they kept 4 backs on the roster.
Right.
That's going to be an interesting one because they're all a little bit different.
Yeah.
Bigsby, you've got a power type guy, but with Tootin, every time he touches a football, he's got a chance to take it all away. I mean, he's got that kind of speed. And I think I happened to be talking to one of their coaches today, and he said that's really a precaution because he felt a little something on that long run he had yesterday.
Right.
That he ran all the way to the end zone. And let me tell you something. He got to the end zone quickly.
Yeah, he did. Yeah. I love that they finish reps. That's one thing that I'll always remember about Maurice Jones-Drew on the practice field. It didn't matter if they were scrimmaging from their own 20. He would run 80 yards to the opponent's end zone.
Yeah, I think that's the way this outfit works. And there's no question that, when you really watch the film today, one of the things that impressed me, I mean, not watching the film, they're watching the film, but watching practice today, was the way their defense, even when they were getting moved a little bit up front, all 11 guys were finishing at the ball.
Yeah.
And to me, that is the energy difference right now. And obviously it's early. You want to see it consistently. And that's something that you want to see. But I really think Tootin has a chance before the season's over to really have a big-time role. And LaQuint Allen, that guy is an outstanding receiver. And he, as a third down back, he very well could be the third down back because, I didn't see much today, but they say he's an outstanding blocker.
Mm-hmm.
And that combination of being able to be a good receiver and a blocker, and he's got good speed and wiggle. So I'm excited about that backfield combination.
What are your thoughts on the way they're handling Eric Armstead here? It's a veterans camp. We've seen just a tiny bit of him in the interior defensive line, during 11-on-11. This is somewhat of a different process that I can remember around here. What are your thoughts?
Well, personally, I don't like it, from the standpoint that guys need reps. But when a guy has been out there, and especially when he didn't play inside much a year ago, he was an outside guy. So they're going to have to get him in there. Now, I don't think that he has to be in the first day of pads. The guy's been in the league long enough and is physically, you don't want to get a guy like that banged up early. But I think we'll see more and more of him. I'm not convinced on him. I don't think anybody's convinced on him right now.
Yeah.
Has he lost something? Is he not going to be consistent enough to be a regular player? We don't know that yet. That's something that we're going to have to see, but that's a coaching decision.
Yeah.
That's not his decision. So,
right.
However it goes, I'm hopeful he can bring something to the table because he is a big physical guy.
There's no doubt. And, with him not involved in teamwork and then Mason Smith out on the pup, it's like, 2 to 3 guys you're really relying on are not a part of this.
Yeah, I'm really, of course, it's going to be, I don't know what the deal is with Mason Smith. I know that they don't think it's very serious. But to me, that guy, he's a little bit like Anton Harrison.
Yeah.
If he's going full go, and that's he can do it consistently, he's going to be a really good player.
Mm-hmm.
And both of those guys are the same. And I think Harrison has come with a different attitude because he got called out.
Yes, he did.
I think Mason Smith might have to get called out a little bit. I don't know, but I know that the guy has, explosive, good size, explosive traits, and I want to see him out there. Lacey is out there now at the 3 technique, and he's a little light. He's 279. So, I'm looking for a little bit bigger guy there at that position.
You and I were watching practice the other day, and we were observing Travis Hunter, and you said that there are some that are concerned that he can't beat the NFL jam, and you pointed out just how ridiculously quick he is off the ball. Just let's begin with offense, and we'll wrap it up with defense. The offensive side, what have you seen so far with Travis Hunter?
Well, obviously it's really early, but I can tell you the offense is much more efficient with him in there than they are when he's out of there, when they have somebody else in there. All these guys, when you watch an NFL practice, Rick, it's quite evident to you that there are outstanding athletes out there. They all move good. The thing that is crazy to me is you see guys that are never going to play in the NFL out there that are pretty darn good players. That's the cream of the crop coming from college football.
Right.
He moves differently than all those people do.
Mm-hmm.
He has something different. And what it is he just has an instinct for finding the football, whether it's on defense or offense. And once he gets the ball in his hands, he'll make people miss. So what I've seen from him is that he is so quick. He's not going to have a hard time with if he's inside and they're trying to reroute him, he's not going to have a problem with that. When it gets to the press stuff, if he's outside, if somebody can get their hands on him, that may be an issue. But, I watched the DBs today. They very seldom get their hands on guys.
Yeah, that's a good point.
They kind of get them to move in a direction, and then they run with them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, there's not a lot of people going to be able to run with that kid, and he's quick enough to slap the hands and get off of people And if he gets a step, it comes down to whether or not he can catch the ball because he's going to be open.
And on defense, again, freak ability, incredible athleticism. But, we watched even early today, even though he's got the teal jersey on, he's going to work on offense. As they're kind of getting into it, he goes and he works with secondary coach Ron Milas. We've seen earlier last week that as well Anthony Campanelli was with him. Just learning the NFL defensive back technique. What's the learning curve on a rookie coming in and doing this, considering everything he's got to learn on the other side of the football?
Well, he's a natural over there, Rick. I liken him to Deion. And I'm not comparing him because Deion's already proved it. His coach, Deion Sanders. Yeah. When we coach Deion, you can coach a guy down as well as coach a guy up. If you got somebody that just goes out there and does things naturally and instinctually, you don't want to fool with him too much. Deion really didn't have great technique. But he studied guys. He was smart, like Hunter is, and he had instincts for the ball. That's what I see from Hunter. He's had a bunch of knockdown passes in this camp, and he hasn't been out on defense very much. Mm-hmm. That's who he is. Right. He sees the ball. He's got instincts, and if he studies like Deion did, they've got themselves a special cat. If I would say that he is, and I'm reaching here, he is the number 2 corner right now. He may be the number 1 corner before it's all over. Wow. But right now, he's got to take care of his offensive stuff because it's much more intricate and a lot more things to deal with. On the defensive side of the ball, he just has to know what he's doing, and he will help us over there. Wow. Interesting stuff. Dave Campo, ladies and gentlemen. Dave, thanks as always. I'll see you at the Miller Electric Center tomorrow morning. Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I love going on into the night with you. Thank you, Dave. There he goes. Dave Campo, ladies and gentlemen. Some great stuff on what he's seen through 5 training camp practices so far over at the Miller Electric Center. Tonight's show is brought to you by the Miller Electric Company. If you're an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, or you just are interested in becoming an electrician, why not work for the trusted name? Why not work for one of the best in Duval? We're talking about more than 96 years at Miller Electric. And everywhere you go, there's construction. Wait till you go downtown. All right, if you go to the scrimmage Friday or if you're going to be a part of practice tomorrow, there's construction everywhere. The city is growing. Downtown is growing. Miller Electric, they have their fingerprints all over it. They're offering you a chance to showcase your skills on the grand scale. They also believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, an unbeatable culture where people actually do care about one another. If you want to be a part of the family at Miller Electric, just go to Miller Careers, okay? That's MillerCareers.com. When we come back, let's hear from Dylan Denmark. We heard from him earlier. He'd never seen Fast Times at Ridgemont. I should ask Dave Campo if he ever watched Fast Times at Ridgemont High, because that's kind of the way Eric Armstead's being treated. He's just not involved with anything, and it's early. I get it, but the best thing I liked what Dave said is he's a snap count guy. I remember battling with the late David Lamb about this. I am a snap count guy. Every rep counts. There's nothing that drives me more crazy when I hear that there's a quarterback competition going on in college, okay, especially if it's Florida State over the years, if you catch my drift. I want my starters getting every single rep, and it's just not working right now for Armstead. Will he play Friday night? I don't know. Will he get in there tomorrow? I don't know. It's one of many storylines. Let's break into all of them. 641-1010 text line brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Welcome those watching us on YouTube. Go to 1010XL into the night.
Get loose in the corner and tight on the straightaway.
That 2 car was all over the place.
Sunday at Iowa Speedway.
What'll he do?
Powered by the Plumbers and Pipefitters Local Union 234. From the station with the most horsepower, 1010XL.
Big number one Duval Ford is trusted by Duval families, Duval businesses, and law enforcement across Florida. We're Jacksonville's largest Ford dealer by new Ford sales with the biggest service facility to keep everything in your driveway and in your fleet on the road. Shop Big number one Duval Ford on Cassett Avenue for our low prices and nationally recognized service-first experience. Big number one Duval Ford, proudly serving North Florida since 1916.
Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
Jax is more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We're a community that takes care of each other. I'm former Jaguar Tom McManus. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. From estate cleanouts to furniture and appliance removal, we handle it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Frank Franzi here for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville's full of memorable sports moments. Remember Tiger Woods' 60-foot putt on the iconic 17th? Gary Coate called it better than most. Better than most. Well, Coil Fencing is better than most. They're better than all. Coil has been that for nearly 100 years. So if you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coil & Sons today. That's at 904-356-4821 or visit coiljax.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E Jax.com.
Hello, all you Jacksonville sports fans. Don here from Taco Lou. If you're in the mood for some great tacos, cold Dos Equis, and maybe even a sip of some fine tequila, then the Lou is calling your name. Come out to Jack's Beach and experience what many have dubbed the #1 taco in the 904. There are plenty of great taco joints in town, and we're proud to have been around for this long, and we have only you, the fine people of Jacksonville, to thank for helping us grow and become who we are today. Cheers to you, Jacksonville, and thank you from the Lou crew. Taco Lou in Jacksonville Beach.
This Day in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On July 28, 1993, Ken Griffey Jr. became the third player to home run in 8 consecutive games. The first two, Dale Long and Don Mattingly.
The playoff-bound Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp are in full swing at the newly renovated VyStar Ballpark. Your home for affordable family fun. Tickets start at just $5. Fireworks after every Friday home game, and kids round the bases after Sunday games. Log on to jackshrimp.com for tickets and details. Jumbo Shrimp Baseball, affordable, family, fun.
Hi, folks. Jason Parker here with Performance Painting. Ever wonder what to do with leftover paint that you don't want? Here's a few options. Paint can be placed in the regular trash if it's dry. Simply stir in kitty litter to a thick consistency. Then wait a few days with the lid off till it dries. Also, if the paint is good, there's many charities or churches that would love to have it. If you'd like more tips or have a project, we'd love to help. Go to performance-painting.com. Performance Painting. Repair, protect, preserve.
Performance painting.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, buddy. Why so glum? Stinky ice cubes, Jason. It's all downhill from here. What? The tap water at my place smells kind of funky. Funky tap water makes funky ice cubes. I meet a nice girl, invite her back to my place for a cocktail, and blow my whole romantic gesture with a mojito that smells like dog's feet.
Wait, I can totally make you way cooler.
I'm not taking your charity ice cubes, Jason. I have my pride.
Your pride is safe. Our plumbers can be at your house the day you call and install a whole home water purification system. Water tastes better, dishes come out cleaner, even your hair feels better after you shower.
Ooh, the ladies love a man with soft hair, don't they, Jason?
Life moves pretty fast. If you spend every day worried about the water in your own home, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Transmission troubles? I'm Robin Sidbury, owner of Action Transmission Specialist on Merrill Road. So come in and see how we can help solve your transmission troubles. We service all makes and models. Remember, get traction. Call Action at 744-0755.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Iron Man. That's Eric Armstead. You're going to fly him in for 17 games. Just kidding. I'm already on record as saying he's going to make the biggest 180 of them all, right? Or perhaps number 2, the biggest 180 has to be your quarterback. That's number 16. Thank you to Dave Campo. He just mentioned Deion Sanders. Boy, there was a lot of rumors about Deion yesterday that he was going to hang it up, that was it. Now, word came out today that he underwent surgery. He had his bladder removed. They discovered a tumor. And he said today that he is cancer-free. But that was an interesting turn of events, because yesterday a lot of people were speculating and some even reporting that was it. He was out. All right, doing Denmark. You had a couple of days off. What, you went south and played some golf?
Yeah, played some golf. Went to the casino, got drenched, but I'm back. It was fun being down there for a little bit.
Got drenched by the weather or got drenched by the casino?
The casino, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I played blackjack 5 hands, and the dealer had 21 3 times. I said, yeah, that's my kind of night.
Yeah. I hate cards. It's one of the few things I just am not a fan of. I love the whole idea about it, drinking beer, smoking cigars, wearing crazy hats, talking about chicks. I mean, what's there not to love? I just don't like cards.
Yeah, I didn't win the card game. I had a little success with the roulette and then rolled a 0, and then I lost everything I had. I was like, yeah, I'm done for the night.
Playing a ton of board games. I haven't won one against the 6-year-old Dakota, whether it's Uno or Chutes and Ladders or what is it, Hi-Ho, the Cherry-O, and all that stuff. I just getting abused. But, yeah, cards, no thank you.
You know, one of the casinos in Vegas has Uno now, about a month ago.
Oh, really?
So you can lose your savings on a game of Uno if you want.
So you went to the Hard Rock? Is that the one you went to?
Yeah.
I've been to that one. Yeah, it's a pretty nice facility, but I'm just not a big fan of playing cards. Hey, Dave Campbell just mentioned Travis Hunter. Let's play that first. Liam Cohen today told us about the schedule of Travis Hunter, which does include Friday night scrimmage.
You know, I think what will happen, where he's on offense, he'll go back to defense before our mock game scrimmage, and be able to kind of use that mock as an evaluation to see, all right, what do we need to do now, right? What did it look like in the scrimmage? Do we need to maybe get him more on defense? Or, hey, man, these other guys are, producing and developing, and we can keep with the schedule as is. That'll be kind of not a defining moment, but an evaluation time for us.
It's an ongoing evaluation. How do you do this? What are you going to learn as you move forward? I would assume tomorrow another offensive day, then perhaps a defensive day on Thursday, and then the scrimmage on Friday night. Hey, it could be D tomorrow and O on Thursday. I don't know. But in my opinion, today was his lightest work day. Saw him do, it was reported 12 reps during team drills. He looked real good in some individual drills. And again, talking about his route running and stuff like that, getting off the jam, being pressed. I mean, he was fantastic today in some one-on-one drills. But this is going to be worth the price of admission anyway. And I'm not talking about the scrimmage that is free on Friday night. I'm talking about once you get to the regular season. To watch what this guy's going to be able to do is going to be unlike anything we've ever seen, because I'm still under the impression that it's going to be more. It's going to be more, and it's going to be more, and it's going to be more. Just watching the way that he handles himself. I mean, he's never taken a break. He's not. There's always something going on with Travis Hunter. He's always moving, and I know some have kind of mocked him because he dances and does things like that, like how dare you actually enjoy yourself while you're out there at the Miller Electric Center. But like today, when they were just getting loose, and he immediately flies over and starts working on his technique defensively with Ron Milas. It's a lot of fun to watch. The biggest concern that I have, and I've said this since day one, just worry a little bit about the lower body. He got caught up today on a Travis Hunter situation where he was taken out of the play. And I think he was going one-on-one. Can't remember if it was Tyson Campbell or whoever it was that he was going up against. But he ended up getting to the second layer. Or, go before he was able to get past the second layer, he was taken by Trayvon Walker and just easily moved almost out of bounds. And then, Hunter had a real interest. Actually, Cohen repeated it. It was a really interesting clip about how he actually took him out of the play. It was pretty savvy by the rookie. I don't think there's any doubt about that. All right, let me give you one more here before the top of the hour. This, to me, is really what it was about. This was Liam Cohen talking about how pleased he was with it the first day being in pads.
I thought that the offense came out and kind of set the tone a little bit offensively in the run game throughout the course of the day. Now, there were still some good plays here and there on both sides, but I was pleased to see physicality, but taking care of one another. Like, it didn't get sloppy or stupid. It was just good quality work. We put the pads on. That doesn't mean we have to cheap shot each other or do anything ridiculous, and I thought it was just good quality work from both sides and got our first day of pads in.
What's going to be real interesting is when you look at the way that Travis Hunter is used, and we were told 75% offense, 25% defense. Will they have, for instance, Joshua Cephas had another really good day today. All right, he had the best play of the day, downfield catch, got by Eric Murray, got by Darnell Savage. He's clearly he's a fifth guy. Parker Washington is your third guy. Your fourth guy. I think it's Cephas, who's number 5. If I had to guess right now, I would say Pancole is your 6th wide receiver. But who day after day after day, he had one drop today, but he's had a really good camp. Parker Washington, has done some nice things. Do they feel like this offense can still be productive by having Thomas Jr. and Washington and Brown, where you can take Hunter out because you need him more on the defensive side? And my whole thought on this is score. If you're going to lose 33-30, you lose 33-30. I don't want this football team to lose 17-14. They have to score points. That to me is without any question the number one responsibility. It is this offense. It was putrid a year ago. It averaged 18.8 points a game. Can you get it to 24 points a game? Can you get it to 24.5 points a game? Well, you're going to need Hunter in there. But I think a lot of that will come down to who do they trust more? The backups on offense or the backups on defense? And all of a sudden, defensively, you're without Buster Brown. A week ago, Buster Brown was the leader by most to be the second corner to Tyson Campbell. All of a sudden, he's gone. Jordan Lewis makes plays every day. Pass breakups every day. Do you start him there, then move him to the slot? Once you go to nickel and put Jarian Jones in there or put Travis Hunter in there? I don't know the answer to those questions. But again, this is going to be really kind of cool. Try to figure out how they do this as a football team. All right, more coming up on Liam Cohen, including what I said I would play for you in the first hour. He gets a little bit, expressive on the new footwork of Trevor Lawrence, but I want you to hear that. I also caught up with Emanuel Agba. Going to play that interview for you as well. If you want to join the show, we'd love to have you. 641-1010 on the text line, brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. Also, go to 1010XL Into the Night on YouTube.
He's our best tackler. Number 55 in the middle.
That's a bad boy.
Tom McManus.
Good tackle, boys.
10 to noon Fridays on Jaguars Today.
There is the pass rusher. He's extraordinary.
On 1010XL.
I'm Chris Campione. Veterans have given so much in the service of our country, but when it comes to legal challenges, you shouldn't have to fight alone. At Campione Law, we're here to help veterans like you get the support and compensation you deserve. Whether it's a workplace injury, a personal injury claim, or navigating a veteran's disability claim, we'll stand by your side every step of the way. Your service to our country matters. Let us serve you with the dedication and respect you deserve. Call Campione Law for a free consultation today. Campione Law, fighting for veterans, fighting for justice. Visit CampioneLaw.com.
Campione Law.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Buick GMC has the largest selection of GMC's impressive SUV lineup, like the all-new redesigned GMC Acadia and the highly sought-after Yukon and Yukon XL. Curious about an EV? Save big with the all-new GMC Hummer EV SUV and truck, plus the all-new GMC Sierra EV with outstanding cash incentives. Now is the time to take an EV test drive. Shop 24/7 online at NimnikBuickGMC.com or head to the showroom on Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
If life blindsided you tomorrow, was your family struggle? I'm Cody with Harborstone Financial, and I can help. One call could protect your family for life. 904-885-9566. Harborstone Financial.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
I'm Frank Frangie. I told you my daughter Amber has tried Awaken 180. Man, has it worked. You ready for this? After 3 weeks and change, she's lost 22.5 pounds. You should give it a try. 844-346-1800 or visit awaken180weightloss.com.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold, silver, and diamonds from the public. Gold's recently hit an all-time high at over $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar, or trade it in for a new piece and get even more at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Did you know that for every inch of rain on a 2,000 square foot roof, 1,500 gallons come off the eaves of the roof? Call Clearwater Seamless Gutters and Drainage, and we'll design a plan using our Clearwater Seamless Gutters, and we'll connect those gutters to a Clearwater drainage system to solve your erosion and standing water issues.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters.
And drainage too.
SeamlessGuttersJacksonville.com.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
Send your favorite person a sweet summer surprise today from Kuhn Flowers.
creating memories for over 70 years. This is Max, and it's just so easy. Order online at CuneFlowers.com. Jacksonville and Ponte Vedra.
Celebrate National Carpet Cleaning Month with Zero Res. Hicken here. Check this out. $45 per room of carpet clean. Take 20% off your air duct services. Book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com and take advantage of the savings. Zero Res.
When it comes to towing products, your safety is the priority at Cannons of Jacksonville. Cannons has decades of experience to ensure your towing setup is installed with precision and reliability. Visit cannonsofjacks.com, your trusted partner for a smoother tow.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
All right, day 5 at the books for the Jaguars. Training camp at the Miller Electric Center. Abbreviated version today. Not abbreviated, an hour and 15 minutes. It'll be longer tomorrow. But Liam Cohen really pleased with what he saw today. Pads went on, some popping. Really highlighted by the hit that Antonio Johnson had on LaQuint Allen, who's kind of the one who doesn't get mentioned all that much. But I still think 4 running backs make this team. And Allen's going to be a part of it. Some believe that all 4 running backs are going to be a part of this. Have you seen what's going on with Desmond Watson in Tampa Bay?
I've heard someone talked about him the other day. I can't remember what they were talking about, but just how big he was. But nothing specifically what he was doing in camp.
Well, they've put him on the physically unable to perform. It's not the natural PUP where you're injured. It's, I forget the definition, the non-active football list or whatever it may be, but there's video of him during practice. He's walking around in shorts, a shirt, and like a weighted vest, and he's barefoot. And he's just in the middle of the sun, kind of grazing through the field, trying to lose weight. And I don't know how I feel about this. Honestly, it's unlike anything that I can ever remember seeing. Now, there's been plenty of football players over the years who have reported overweight, and they've had to have done everything they can to get back in shape. But what we're witnessing here with Desmond Watson is certainly a first as far as I'm concerned. All right, speaking of which, he is a former Gator, current Gators. Bad news now, at least for the time being. What's the latest here with DJ Lagway?
He's in a boot, which is not what you want to see. We all remember he had an injury with his shoulder in the spring, didn't do anything in the spring, took, mental reps, and, he shadowed the quarterbacks every spring practice, took a couple snaps in the spring game, only did a couple handoffs. Now he's in a boot as he heals with a minor lower leg injury ahead of fall camp. I don't know what to feel about this because the shoulder thing, I was like, yes, I'd rather him be in practice, obviously, but I wasn't too worried. Like most people on a scale of 1 to 10 were like at a 5 or 6. I was at a 3. This is the second time now where you are so limited with your team in full pads with camp, and now it's like, okay, what's the deal? Is it a toe? Is it an ankle? Is it a foot? He's had the shoulder issue since he was in high school, which, okay, understandable. But this is just like, it feels like you only have so many questions because it's like, okay, did this just happen? Did this happen months ago? There's just too many things that, you have questions about.
I'm trying to think of who he reminds me of. A little bit of maybe Sammy Smith, the great Florida State running back who really turned it on when he had to. At other times, he just kind of disappeared. This is almost, where is the trust level on DJ Lagway? In a way, this almost reminds me like the Cameron Rising story at Utah. The difference being is that DJ Lagway, when he puts this thing all together, is going to be a first-round draft pick in the NFL. I kind of believe that, once LSU's on the schedule or Texas is on the schedule, he's going to be raring to go. But is he going to be there to take every snap, to go through every rep, to totally, completely understand the offense? I wonder how Gator fans feel about this.
Yeah, and you just hope this isn't like an Anthony Richardson a couple of years ago, or felt like throughout the season, like the second game against Kentucky, he had his ankle rolled up, and that kind of limited to where he could run. And it was just always, it felt like it was always something that limited him. And I mean, DJ Lagway, every game that he started and finished the game, they won all those games. I think he was 6-0 a year ago.
Yeah, right. And of course, he went out here against Georgia. The other side of that is that this isn't only to DJ Lagway, but it's anyone who's getting paid in college. You don't have to put forth the effort that others used to because you were performing to get drafted, to get paid. Now you're getting paid. You want to take a day off? You can. You want to miss a game? You can. Not saying that's going to happen. I just, we had heard everything about the arm during the offseason. Now what? Camp begins Wednesday, and, Lagway is less than 100%. So we will certainly keep you updated on that. All right, let's go from the quarterback of the Gators to the quarterback of the Jaguars. I think some of you out there will enjoy this. Liam Cohen today diving into some of the techniques of the new footwork of quarterback Trevor Lawrence.
Ultimately, even when you have your right foot up as a quarterback, you're, slightly moving your left as a punch step. And so if you just flip it, and we call it goofy foot, and put your left foot up and you punch first, it's very similar. It's just which foot is up first from a rhythm standpoint. But no, it's new for him. So yeah, it is a development for sure. And so it's something that, it was his decision. He wanted to do it when he came to us in the spring or, in the wintertime. And, it's kind of a trend with a lot of the guys in the NFL going the left foot up. It's just a comfort thing and helps with some of the rhythm and the quick game and some of the on time and in rhythm passing. So definitely a work in progress still, but I thought he had a better day today.
Has he been pretty consistent with that?
Yeah, I think he's definitely had some, like down on the goal line the other day when we ran the out cut to Diami that got batted down by Jordan Lewis. He took the wrong footwork. A couple of things where he's mixed up the footwork at times, but that's part of it. Like, that's very normal. It's not like completely abnormal. So, today I did think that he got his feet better planted to where he's trying to throw the ball. That's something that we're continuously working on.
Goofy's such a great word. It's, I think, harmless, although it can be intended to be, I'm sure, pretty bad. Someone calls it goofy. But to me, goofy is always, don't take me too seriously, always having a good time, might not know exactly what's going on. But there you have it. Of course, we're here talking about the goofy foot, where a couple of people have actually told me today, this is actually a skating term. Well, I know it's not an ice skating term because I grew up in Boston playing hockey. I'm guessing it's a figure skating term. What else is Goofy used for? Goofy golf, right? Miniature golf. Goofy the character himself in Disney is perhaps my all-time favorite. I don't know. I just think you can get more out of that word. But
I usually hear it when someone is describing a kid.
Right.
That's about it.
Like missing teeth.
Yeah, or the way he acts. Like he's just, kind of not like a dork, but just, says whatever.
Here's the definition. Goofy means foolish or eccentric. It also means strange or weird or odd. Well, it might appear that it's insulting. It's only slightly insulting. Yeah, that was kind of my point. I don't think it's really that damaging of a term. Now, I don't think anyone's going to compare the word goofy to Einstein, but certainly you can be called worse. And I have been called worse. No doubt about that. Big blow today, Buster Brown. Out for the remainder of training camp. It's a leg injury, and that just hurts. There's no other way to say it. When you're looking at guys who could really take a step forward this year, there's several on this roster. And when I go to defense, without any question, the one I've identified the most is Eric Armstead, that he needs to make the biggest jump compared to a year ago. Right after that, I would go to the guy next to him in Mason Smith. Last year was kind of forgotten for him. He did come on late, which is encouraging. We know that Smith is on the pup. Now, all of a sudden, you take Buster Brown, and there's another way to say it's a blow. Now, it's given other guys opportunities. It's given Jarian Jones an opportunity. It's given Jordan Lewis an opportunity to do a couple of things. Of course, he'll start in the nickel at the slot. I think there's a drop-off when you get to DeAndre Prince. I've always been a big fan of Christian Braswell. To me, I thought he had one of the better camps a year ago. They put him on the practice squad after not making the team. Does he get more of an opportunity here? As we know, Travis Hunter's the wild card. Who's the other one that's made a couple of plays? Zachariah McPherson is a name that has come up a couple of times. Same with Aiden White, another undrafted free agent out of North Carolina State. As I said earlier, though, I really keyed in on the safeties today. And that's going to be an interesting battle to see what happens when you get to your, fifth and sixth safety compared to what you do special teams-wise. Just Johnson, he had that hit on LaQuint Allen, and came to the sideline. He's listed at 198. Maybe. He looks to me like he's over 200 pounds, but he's big, man. He's 6'2", and you've seen him. You've seen him for the last couple of years. This could be, such a opportunity for Antonio Johnson. It just seems like there's always something that goes wrong, and there are times where he is way out of position. Caleb Ranshaw picked up a fumble today. It was a really nice play by Josh Hines-Allen. It was a pass to Brenton Strange, and Strange was picking up some yards, and Allen came from behind and created the fumble, knocked the ball out, and Ranshaw picked it up and took it back. Ranshaw right now, and again, it's so early, but he, in my opinion, hasn't taken the step that I think some envisioned. I still think it's a numbers game for him. Obviously, he makes the team. He's in no danger of not. But I don't think, he's really battling for that second safety position. I just don't see that being the case right now. I mean, there's no question Eric Murray, after all the money they spent, he is your starting safety. There's been some good competition with Darnell Savage and Antonio Johnson and Andrew Wingard. Ray Lane's not there. He's like Daniel Thomas. He's a special teams guy. Then you bring up Ranshaw. But I just don't think he's, for instance, y'all know about Hunter. He's been spectacular. Well, I thought before going out with the hamstring, I thought Tootin was the best rookie, not named Travis Hunter, so far. Now, that's a little bit unfair. Okay? Haven't been able to tell at all about Milam. I heard a couple of good things about him today, that he may actually be the guy who brings nasty to this offensive line. I think right now, if it doesn't happen this year, my guess right now, those starting five, the 6th and 7th position on that offensive line to, replace Walker Little, to replace Ezra Cleveland, would be Fred Johnson and Chuma Edoga, right? That would be 6 and 7. But Milam is the guy that you really hope the light goes on. And whether it's, a quarter of the way through the season this year, halfway through the season this year, if there's an injury or if one guy just isn't developing, I think it's an awful lot to ask this out of a offensive lineman as a rookie, okay? And again, we're not talking about a first-round rookie. We're talking about a third-round rookie. But again, the league is filled with guys who are in the top 100, who have been drafted in the third round. Just haven't really been able to see much of him. I don't watch as much, when pads aren't on. They went on today for the first time. LaQuint Allen's getting a lot of love. Maybe I need to do a better job on him. I've been so focused on Tootin, and the way that my mind works is that it's going to be Tank with the majority of the carries, ETN very much involved, particularly with the screen game. And then it's Tootin, but I keep on hearing, Allen Jr., he could be your third down back. He's a pass-catching back. Did some wonderful things at Syracuse. I don't want to overdo it and say that, they have ridiculous riches here. at tailback, but I think it's a good group. I really do believe that. The other two, Jack Kaiser and Jalen McLeod, just kind of incomplete. And the last thing I'm ever going to do to you is lie. I just haven't seen enough of them. I think both have a chance to be healthy on game day. And I think both have a chance, if they are healthy on game day, it's because both are playing all four special teams. Watched them in a couple of drills today, Kaiser and McLeod, but it's really kind of the first time that I've spent a lot of time observing them. Of course, there's 90 guys out there. There's only so many things that you can do. Lloyd and Aloakon and Ventrell Miller, that's a different story. When it's all said and done, hey, maybe Kaiser and McLeod pass right by Chad Muma, who, it appears now that ended up being just a disaster for a third-round pick, getting absolutely no play. He had the only pick so far that Trevor Lawrence has thrown in 5 practices. That was a one-handed deflected interception by the fourth-year linebacker, Chad Muma. All right, let's come back. Let's grab some more. Let's get you involved with the program. Let's get into some of your some of your texts. Best way to do it is on the text line. That number is 641-1010. It's brought to you by Lifetime Enclosures. You can also get us on YouTube. Hey, same deal on YouTube. I've seen a lot of good stuff here. I just don't know how to respond. This computer won't allow me to respond, but Mr. Know-It-All, CRS092, cracking beers, having good times. Mr. Know-It-All is on here. Others as well. If you want to watch the program, you can. Just go to 1010 XL into the night.
Built for Jacksonville, by Jacksonville. 1010 XL.
New ball till we die.
Jacksonville Sports Radio.
Your doctor says your testosterone is normal. Normal for who? Beta males? That's where those lab ranges come from. Male Excel uses optimal levels, where you were at 25, not where outdated mainstream medicine thinks you should be. Our protocol is different. Daily dosing, multiple hormones, personalized to your body, not some insurance company's spreadsheet. This is precision medicine, not sick care. Try MaleExcel.com, free test. Stop being normal. Start being optimal.
Jax is more than a city, beaches, suburbs, or a destination. We're a community that takes care of each other. I'm former Jaguar Tom McManus. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling is dedicated to serving you with respect and integrity. We haul construction debris or property cleanouts for managers, owners, and realtors. We do it all. Call 506-1256 for your free estimate today. We're here for you. We're veteran-owned and operated. J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling.
Frank Franzi here for Coil Fencing. Jacksonville's full of memorable sports moments. Remember Tiger Woods' 60-foot putt on the iconic 17th? Gary Coate called it better than most. Better than most. Well, Coil Fencing is better than most. They're better than all. Coil has been that for nearly 100 years. So if you're in the market for a new fence, I recommend calling Coil & Sons today. That's at 904-356-4821 or visit coiljax.com. That's C-O-Y-L-E Jax.com.
Who says there's no free lunch? Join me, Prosser, and Jaguar and Gator legend Fred Taylor for free food and football talk Friday, August 8th at the Alhambra Theater. When you hear this...
Bye-bye! Brock Marionville chasing a 90-yard run.
Be caller 28 to win a pair of tickets to a free lunch with Fred. Doors open at 11. Jags talk, Gators talk, football talk, including a 1-hour Q&A with Freddie T, and we're buying your lunch. Stay tuned for this sound to win your tickets.
Bye-bye! Brock Marionville chasing a 90-yard run.
Courtesy of Jenkins Hyundai and Genesis of Jacksonville on Atlantic.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On July 28, 1993, Ken Griffey Jr. became the third player to home run in 8 consecutive games. The first two, Dale Long and Don Mattingly.
Since 1901, generations of skilled union workers have built the backbone of our community. Hospitals, schools, the buildings where you work. Every year, a new apprentice class of Local 234, plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians is stepping up, trained, driven, and ready to do great things. They're not just building our city, they're building their future. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to become a member or contractor today.
It all comes down to Daytona and the Coke Zero Sugar 400 race weekend, August 22nd and 23rd. Answer this question for a chance to win a family 4-pack of tickets to the Wawa 250, powered by Coca-Cola. Friday night, August 22nd. Who was on the pole position for last year's Coke Zero Sugar 400? Text the driver's last name only to 641-1010 for a chance to win tickets to the Wawa 250, powered by Coca-Cola, August 22nd.
Instant Keys. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For lost or broken keys or nearly any make and model of vehicle, call 722-1111 for Instant Keys Locksmith Service.
Lauren Brooks here from Helmets and Heels. Circa Resort and Casino has 2 epic pro football contests, Circa Million and Circa Survivor. Circa Million, pick 5 games weekly against the spread for $1 million grand prize. Circa Survivor, 1 pick a week, no spread. Last one standing wins $15 million. Enter at any Circa in Nevada, play anywhere. Sign up for either and get 50% off a 2-night stay. Helmets and Heels will be live from Circa in Vegas on August 22nd. Full contest details at circasports.com and the 1010XL homepage.
It's Mike Dempsey, and now's the time to get your roof hurricane ready with Apex Roofing and Contracting of Jax Beach. Look, our rainy season is no joke, and if your roof's got damage, leaks, or it's just plain worn out, don't wait. Apex is local, dependable, and will show up on time using only premium materials with ironclad warranties. No shortcuts, no stress, just quality work you can trust. Skip the storm season scramble. Reach for the peak with Apex Roofing and Contracting in Jax Beach or visit apexroofingfl.com.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service. 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Pizza to Tea here, and Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here it's bigger game days and bolder fight nights. I mean, where else can you find the scratch kitchen that comes through in the clutch every day, from lunch to late night? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar. Come on, somebody.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Into the Night with Rick Ballou on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Little skate away for you folks as I'm learning about the goofy foot. There's more snowboarders here in Duval, I'm learning, than there are actually surfers. Remember the old video, Dire Straits, that hot chick skateboarding? Oh, we all wanted to skateboard.
I seen a girl on a one-way corridor, stealing down a wrong-way street. For all the world like an urban tornado. She had wheels on her feet. The cars do
the great Mark Knopfler and Dire Straits. So, yeah, I mean, look at the text lines. Absolutely burning up. Someone actually called me a boomer because I didn't know. Let me tell you something, sir. I lived in the streets of Boston where there were hills. I walked up every day to school, and I walked up all the way back home after school, and I skateboarded a great deal. I never heard of the term goofy foot. According to the 8892, goofy foot is a stance for skateboarding and surfing. Right foot forward is called regular foot. Left foot forward is called the goofy foot. And snowboarding, he adds. Got a lot of snowboard experts listening, so there you go. Do appreciate it. My dad did not like me skateboard. It's amazing, kind of like we took things seriously. Like I never skied because I played hockey. You didn't skateboard because you could get hurt. Baseball, you weren't allowed to swing a wiffle ball bat because you grabbed the baseball bat and it'd feel like it weighed, 75 ounces. Or here's the one I loved. I wasn't allowed to go swimming on game days because the chlorine would make me tired.
Yet I played Legion, and the years I played Legion, all those wicked smart and rich kids from Lincoln Sudbury rolled out of the rack at about 11, laid by the pool, took batting practice in the cage in their backyard, while I was up at 5:30 with Vietnam vets, then taking the old construction site car, we used to call it, and battling somewhere throughout New England to get there just in time to play a game. But those are some of my dad's rules, my late dad. And he thought that was best. So anyway, I did abide by them. You have any crazy rules growing up you weren't allowed to do?
No, I just remember, like, when I was in track season, when I was in high school, you have to really take care of your body. Like football, baseball, basketball, you don't really have to, watch your diet and what you eat. Track is different. So I didn't drink soda or I try to stay away from fast food. It was hard to when you're in high school, but I tried to as much as I could when I ran track. That's about it.
Before I get back to the Jags, I want to pull this up. I pulled it. I don't know what I did with it, but it was over the weekend. Again, I say it all the time. I'm a numbers guy, especially in baseball. And I have complete, total appreciation for baseball's historic numbers. To me, they're absolutely worth everything. Well, if you missed it, over the weekend, Kyle Schwarber, his 1,000th career hit, okay? Listen to these numbers. These are absolutely spectacular when you look at the career of Kyle Schwarber. He's now up to 1,004 hits. He's got 320 career home runs. So right off the bat there, 32% of his hits are home runs. Think about that. 1,000 hits, 320 home runs. Okay? He only has 167 doubles and 13 triples. So 32% of his hits are homers, and it gets even better. Strikeouts in his career, 1,454 strikeouts. 1,000 hits, 1,454 strikeouts. Again, just insane numbers. At least that's the way I feel about him. Wanted to spend a minute on that. I got like 4. Can you believe all the goofy foot?
We have 20 people.
And
one person called. We got one person call me. Yeah, I counted on the text line during the break.
There's more now. We're getting some fast time at Ridgemont High references. I thought some people would maybe be interested in the Jaguars, but apparently not. This is more of what we're getting. Yada, 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 28-27 below. I'm depressed, man. No more to Buster Brown. You should be. And, there's no avoiding injuries. And here's the major part. Remember Dewey went down last year? It was a contact situation. I think he got tangled. I don't even think pads were on. And then all of a sudden he was lost. Dewey had those first couple of days. He picked off Trevor, I want to say, in consecutive practices a year ago at the Miller Electric Center. I don't know if pads were on when he went down, but he was lost. And that's disappointing. The back spasms with Patrick McCarry, I'm kind of under the belief that they'll make him game ready, right? But he needs the reps. I'm more concerned now with what I see defensively, where, again, if you were to look at a starting 11 or a starting 12, if you were to consider base defense and then add into it nickel defense, that's the way that most depth charts do read. They actually put 12 on offense and 12 on defense, even though we realize they're only playing 11. When you talk about Mason Smith and you talk about Buster Brown, and then you also add to the fact that Eric Armstead is not working in defensive, team 11 on 11 for the most part. He's been incredibly limited. And we talked to Dave Campo about that in our first hour about needing reps. I mean, that's 3 of your top 12, 13, 14 defensive guys. That it may be 3 of your top 11. But if you were to, range it out and say Hamilton wins one of the DT spots and Hunter starts at a corner or Jarian Jones wins the corner so Buster gets bounced down, you're still talking about 3 right now of your top 11, 12, or 13 players who are already out, and you've only had 5 practices. it's not rare. It is all across the NFL. All you got to do is just go from team to team to team. You've already had season-ending injuries, but you've had guys that have been absolutely blown up, all over the place. That is such a key part of any football team, college and pro, with, college getting underway on Wednesday, is being able to avoid attrition, being able to avoid big-time injuries. All right, I thought today they're first in pads, if you're joining us for the first time. And Liam Cohen said so much. It was good early on to see the rushing attack work. And I want to put this in proper perspective because they're not tackling, nor should they. But I still don't know if you can completely tell. I do. And actually, we talked to Emmanuel. That's right. We have the Emanuel Agba interview. Why don't we play that coming up right here? But the rushing took off early, and then things settled down. And you saw later that the best player on the field today was Trayvon Walker. This may have been his best practice so far. And Josh Hines-Allen, again, we talked about his forced fumble that happened from Brenton Strange, and Caleb Ranshaw picked up the ball. Josh Hines-Allen as well basically flipped Anton Harrison today. That's another thing where Liam Cohen, if we have time, we'll play that for you. Liam Cohen called on Anton Harrison over the summer. And, he went on to say today that he kind of pulled him over and said, is this going to be it? Is this what you're going to do? You're going to give us this type of effort day after day after day? And Anton was like, yeah. And he's like, he got the message in a very positive way. So that was actually some good news. We'll get to that if we can. Well, let's get to the newly acquired pass rush defensive end. Had an opportunity to catch up with Emanuel Agba. All right, another hot one out here this morning with Emanuel Agba. And overall, how did it feel to put the shoulder pads on?
It felt good. I haven't put one on since January, so it felt good coming out here and just thudding up. So
was there still a little bit of resistance? Seems like you guys didn't fully get after it today. Is that difficult for you to not completely unload?
I mean, we've really been practicing physical all week, so it wasn't no difference. The difference is the pass on. You get to thud a little bit more, but it kind of felt the same. But I would say it wasn't as violent as I thought it would be. Yeah, first day in pass. Yeah,
you've been around hot weather most of your life. How's this compared to Miami as far as the humidity?
For some reason, it's a little different. I would say it's a little hotter than I remember. Maybe it's just football. Maybe I don't know. It feels a little hotter than I remember.
Your opportunity here, I mean, this totally new franchise, 47 new guys on this roster, everything that they brought in. What are your expectations coming here after already having a very good career, but, your opportunity now in Duval?
Just coming in, just taking one game at a time. Don't try to look too far ahead. Just handle the teams you're supposed to handle that week. That's my mindset going into the season. So.
What are your thoughts on Anthony Campanelli? And we know that you were with him for several years in Miami. What do you see him bringing to this defense?
He's always going to bring that intensity. He's going to hype you up. If you're down, he's going to hype you up. He's going to get after it. We're going to get after defense, and just like our D corner, that's how we're going to play. We're going to be physical and violent. So.
Is this defense, is this going to be able to bring out your strengths, in your opinion?
Oh, definitely. I love this defense. I love the scheme that we're running. It's going to be able to bring all the guys out their abilities, put them in the right position to make plays, I would say that.
Last one for you. Once you guys fully do go after one another, there's going to be incredible competition on that offensive line. What's that going to be like for you going against them every day?
Hold on, repeat that question, sorry.
Yeah, just the competition on the offensive line. It's certainly going to be very spirited. What's it going to be like for you going up against them every day?
Okay, just getting them better and getting me better, They ask me what I like to do. I watch them. I see their sets. I tell them what they struggle with just to get each other better. That's how we work together as a team. So.
Appreciate the time.
Thank you.
All right, Emanuel Agba, one of the two new, backup defensive ends. Although DeJuan Smoot has been getting, some time in at on the interior. I'm just, if it's a pass rush, if it's 3rd and 13, I wouldn't be surprised if you see Ogbah on the left side, Walker in one spot, Smoot next to Walker on the interior, and then Josh Hines out. I don't know that. I haven't seen that. I'm thinking out loud. I'm thinking obvious pass rushes, okay? That could be it. And, forever around here, we've talked about Trayvon Walker kind of playing that role of Calais Campbell, being an every down defensive end, first down, second down on the edge. Remember Calais moved inside when you still had Ngakoue and you had, you had the rookie and Josh Hines Allen. That was a very formidable pass rush. I think there's a chance that could happen with your pass rush guys moving inside. Then again, if you watched the way that Walker was today, Smoot worked inside today in some of his pass rush scenarios. Walker worked exclusively outside today. And he had his way with Anton Harrison. He had his way with Walker Little. He did. And Hines Allen did as well. It was a very, very, very good day for those two starting defensive ends. I thought Walker, it's maybe foolish, maybe goofy on my part to come on out and say it. But if I was to grade today's players, I would put Trayvon Walker as number one. He was spectacular today. And that is good news. If you have not heard, ladies and gentlemen, Travis Hunter during the scrimmage Friday night, we're going to have it for you right here on these airwaves. I'm going to do the show 6 to 7. Then we'll flip over to Jaguars Radio Network. I'll bomb to the stadium and get ready to watch this scrimmage. Travis Hunter is going to work on both offense and defense during the scrimmage. So how cool is that going to be? Today was his lightest workload yet as far as teamwork. Documented a couple of places that he took 12 snaps today offensively and still found time to go over and work defensively on his technique with secondary coach Ron Milas. So another pretty good day there for Travis Hunter. All right, when we come back, let's put our final touches on this thing. I think we'll have time to play this bit on Anton Harrison. It is newsworthy because this whole story was kind of cool. It was the first time that Liam Cohen called out anyone. And do we have it right now, as a matter of fact? Can we play it? Can you find that? It's number 12, I guess it is. It was
I got it right here.
It was the first time that he had called out a player, and Harrison has apparently responded. Here's what Liam Cohen said a few hours ago.
For the first few, I've been very pleased with Anton, and we've mentioned that to him, and I asked him the other day in the hall. I said, "Hey, is this going to be every day? Is this how it's going to be every single day?" And he was very adamantly yes, and so and that's what we have seen. So for him to take a step in the right direction in our eyes, for sure, I think is only going to help us moving forward because he's so talented, and when he plays locked in, he plays with great effort, and he strains through the echo of the whistle. Good things typically happen.
See some of these contracts that have come down over the weekend, especially with Slater out west in L.A. I mean, my goodness, Anton Harrison. This is your craft. This is your skill. You can make an incredible amount of money with your next contract. Okay, 2 years in, that's in the past. You got to start to really pick up your play if you want to get paid. And it's right there in front of Anton Harrison. Final thoughts coming up. Hacker Nation will join you at 8.
Sometimes, when you believe the impossible, the incredible comes true.
Hey, is this heaven? No.
It's 1010 XL.
It reminds us all that once was good.
Ballou here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Care you can see.
My son had a meniscus surgery a couple of years ago. Went smooth as silk, was playing tennis in 2 weeks. This is Patrick Malarkey, and I highly recommend Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Our son Eric's a Division I collegiate baseball pitcher who is having shoulder pain. We took him to Southeast Orthopedic Specialist and are confident that he's now on the road to recovery. This is Beth Anderson, and we love the care Eric receives at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Florida heat hitting like a heavyweight? Time to call in the champ. KO Electric and HVAC. We knock out the heat and power up your comfort. Fast, reliable, and undefeated in home service. KOElectricJacks.com. KOElectricJacks.com.
Are you 18 years or older, just got married, just got divorced, or have children? Listen up. Have you done your last will and estate planning? If you have questions, call Matt Hinson with the Hinson Law Firm. Reach him at 527-1700. Office is Jacksonville, Florida. And don't let the state decide your fate.
After 3 years, the Hacker Fantasy League is back here in 2025. Thursday night, August the 21st, at Twin Peaks on Atlantic and Kernan, the HFL is back. Be listening to Hacker After Dark for your chance to enter.
Summertime is busy with graduation parties, summer barbecues, festivities, family gatherings. The month of July, National Carpet Cleaning Month. So Zero Res is offering $45 per room of carpet clean and 20% off air duct cleaning services as well. Schedule your appointment at ZeroResJacksonville.com or call them 287-5727 and ask for the 1010XL special. Zero Res, spelled backwards or forwards, it spells the same. Zero Res.
Zero Res.
Paul's new drone startup just lost its most genius computer scientist.
We just lost our best genius to some new genius who's got a genius new idea. I'm going to have to find a new genius, or two half geniuses, and fast.
He needs a computer scientist that can keep his startup from falling down.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Joe C. for CSS Fireplaces and Outdoor Living. There's nothing like the ambiance of a custom-built fireplace. The team at CSS can design and install the perfect setup, including wood, gas, and electric models, whether you want the elegance of an indoor fireplace or the warmth of an outdoor fire pit. You dream it, they build it. Visit their showroom or online at cssfireplaces.com.
You dream it, we build it. CSS.
At Cannons of Jacksonville, they know that when you're towing anything, you gotta have products you can rely on. With over 50 years of fabrication expertise, the family at Cannons can repair or install precisely what you need to tow with confidence. Whether it's a heavy-duty hitch, trailer frame, gooseneck, tow bar, or any other towing accessory, Cannons will provide you with unmatched precision and durability. For all your towing needs, visit cannonsofjacks.com, where quality and customer satisfaction collide.
Hi, I'm John Haney from Clearwater Gutters and Drainage. After heavy rains, the problems are obvious. Mulch blown out of your beds, water standing around your foundation, and that fancy new crater back behind your bushes. Let Clearwater Seamless Gutters help you solve the problem spots.
Clearwater Seamless Gutters. We can't sing a lick, but we sure are good at gutters.
And drainage, too.
Find out more at clearwaterjacks.com.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
When the heat is on and we need a show we really care, do it with a full arrangement from Kuhn Flowers. This is Dylan Denmark. Let's make their day better than yesterday. Online at kuhnflowers.com since 1947.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
All right, first day in pads. It was a good day. The rushing attack really spoke early, and that's impressive. Later, the defense got its self certainly involved in an outstanding day for both Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines Allen. We'll be back at it tomorrow. Practice number 6 back at the Miller Electric Center. Is this actually happening? Someone on the text line. Is it Ari Mirov? Is that how you say his name?
Ari Mirov?
Mirov. New York Police Department responding to an active shooter situation at 345 Park Avenue, a building that includes the NFL League office. NFL employees have been instructed to shelter in place. Terrifying situation. This was just sent to me.
Yeah, it's real. I see it right here.
You know, nowadays, I don't know what to believe, especially with IA, all these videos, these reels. Maybe that's the best thing for me. Maybe I'll finally get away from watching them because you don't know what's up now. I mean, every single video I see, you don't know if it's legit or you don't know if it's, a fake video. AI. Final conclusion, the goofy foot. And it's something that I must point out before the remainder of the show. In the 80-43 says that most people ride with their left foot forward. You would call goofy foot a Yeti with right foot. That wasn't the one I was looking for. I do apologize. I actually was a left foot skateboarder. So my goofy foot would be the front foot. And I throw lefty. I right lefty. I pick my nose lefty. I hit a baseball righty. I hit a golf ball righty. I take a slap shot, a wrist shot, a snap shot, and hockey righty.
What about tennis?
Both hands.
Okay.
Serve lefty, shoot a gun lefty. Haymakers that have gotten me fired in the radio business, lefty. That's from the ankle all the way up. Windmill.
That is important.
Yeah. My mom and dad, who are now gone, rest in peace, are both right-handed. They had 3 left-handed kids. How odd is that?
That's very odd. My mom was right-handed. My dad could do some things left-handed, some things right-handed, and I'm the opposite of my dad.
Yeah. I know I was like Ricky Henderson. And we both talk in the third person. Ricky Henderson threw left. Rick Ballou threw left. Ricky Henderson hit right. Rick Ballou hits right. We don't have right now a lot of great third person athletes, do we? I mean, back in the day, it was so awesome. We just don't have them anymore. Wade Boggs likes chicken. I have 19 different dishes. I don't even know, who do we have that talks in the third person nowadays? Maybe the message got to him to just not do it. I'm not sure.
According to the internet, LeBron James and Cam Newton have been known to use the third person to pump themselves up to maintain perspective during high-pressure moments.
Yeah.
That's it.
0253, Ballou, Barry Bonds, home run leader, not in the Hall of Fame. Roger Clemens, 7-time Cy Young Award winner, not in the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose, all-time Hall of Fame, but Phil Rizzuto is in. What a joke. It is a joke. I'm so down on the Hall of Fame, on really every Hall of Fame. Most notably the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. That's a total joke. Getting into the Hall of Fame means a lot to me. I don't care about going and seeing it. Again, when Baselli got in a couple of years ago, our hotel room was right next to the Pro Football Hall of Fame. We had free tickets to get in. I just had no care to go. I was reading something the other day. It was like I'm sure they're going to grab Big Amish now. And since he went 6 for 6 and had 4 home runs, they're going to have to put that baseball bat in the Hall of Fame or something. Well, I don't need to see that baseball bat in the Hall of Fame. Show me Frank Robinson's baseball bat. Show me Roberto Clemente. Show me Hank Aaron. Show me Babe Ruth. You waste our time when you bring in those type of, that type of material. This should be about Hall of Famers and only Hall of Famers. So, nothing will surprise me with the Major League Baseball Hall of Fame. I did think it was, a shame that Dave Parker obviously wasn't able to make it over the weekend. And Ichiro was pretty good. I did watch a couple of clips. I remember years where I would not, and I went to the year in Cooperstown. I don't know if it was 1979 or what it was, but I went the year that it was Jim Palmer and Joe Morgan. And that's the Hall of Fame, right? Joe Morgan, Jim Palmer, Everything today is let's add this guy in and let's add this guy in. And this guy, was involved. It's so watered down. But that is the Hall of Fame. And that is my opinion. Now this.
Now, the 2-minute drill on 1010XL.
Hacker Nation is here. Abbreviated practice today.
Yeah. I think they ended, 15, 20 minutes before they were supposed to. I guess William Cohen and the coaching staff like what they saw, but I think that also means tomorrow is going to be a pretty physical one because they're off on Wednesday. So if there's a practice to go to tomorrow is going to probably be it.
Yeah, and, I thought the rushing attack came out and did its own, but I'm still a little perplexed by this because I wonder if they really were going after it and tackling, would that rushing attack have the same success that they did have today?
No, and I think tomorrow we might get a better indication of that. Now, again, it is what it is. It's practice, but only the linemen today were in full pads. I didn't really notice that, honestly, when they were scrimmaging, but there were only uppers for pretty much everybody other than the D-line and the O-line. Everybody's going to be in full pads tomorrow, so we'll see if they do any live goal line or anything like that. And I'll tell you this, we read things into everything this time of the year. I don't think I'm reading anything into this. I think it's plain as day. Tank Bigsby's RB1 on this football team right now. He's getting all those reps with Trevor Lawrence. In fact, I believe Tank Bigsby did not take a handoff today from a quarterback not named Trevor Lawrence.
Yeah, you may be right with that, and he's been getting a lot of burn really since camp got underway. Hate the fact that Tootin couldn't go, and enjoyed watching him.
Yeah, well, I think Cohen said, I don't even know what it was.
Hamstring. Yeah.
Hamstring. Yeah, he tweaked the hammy. So, look, those are some things you don't mess around with. Having said that, I was upset that Tootin couldn't go as well. I'd love to see him in a full pad situation. I thought LaQuint Allen took advantage of it today.
Yeah.
LaQuint Allen's first carry kind of lowered the shoulder a little bit, I believe.
Was that the hit with Antonio Johnson?
Was it Johnson or Savage?
Johnson really popped him good.
Okay, because I thought LaQuint Allen popped one of the DBs as well. That's another one. I think both Savage particularly today, I thought had a really good day. I think Antonio Johnson's had a really good camp as well. That safety battle is really turning into something. But quickly back to LaQuint Allen, I thought he took advantage today of those extra reps because Tootin wasn't out there.
Yeah, I thought Tootin would be, as far as rookies, really the second guy to get involved, not named Hunter. I haven't seen it with Ransaw. You just mentioned, spirited competition, and he had a fumble recovery today, which was nice. He really blew up that screen from Tootin. I think that was Friday, maybe. He came downhill and made a really nice play. But, yeah, you're right. That safety position right now is jammed.
Well, yeah, there's too many guys and not enough spots. If you consider Daniel Thomas, Dewey Wingard, Eric Murray, Caleb Ransaw, Savage Johnson, and Rayon Lane, there are simply too many guys there and not enough spots. So they're going to have to cut one, maybe two good football players.
I think that the odd man out is going to be Daniel Thomas because of his contract. $2.25 million, especially if Ray Lane. We haven't really seen a ton yet as far as the way it's going to be officially with the starting gunners. But Jim Jones is gone. You take Daniel Thomas off that, your starting gunners from a year ago are gone.
Yeah, agreed. And look, I think Muma, there's some question about Chad Muma making this team. Your core special teamers from years past might be in trouble making this roster.
Wow, and that's the bottom part of the roster. Do you pay a 4-year veteran his going rate? In the case of Daniel Thomas, they've redone his deal. Do you pay him the $2.2 million, or do you keep a Ray Lane who makes $400,000? We always talk about the big-time money, but that's what it comes down to as well. If you can get the same play and pay a guy 1/4 of what you pay in a veteran, that's what you do.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point. So we'll see. You mentioned Ransaw. I actually talked to him after practice today, so we'll play that. I had Ventrell Miller yesterday at practice, so you'll hear both from Ventrell Miller and Caleb Ransaw. And then we'll go to Gainesville. Zach Goodall, 24/7 Sports, Swamp 247. The Gators get underway on Thursday. Is there another DJ Lagway injury? Apparently seen in a boot around campus. Here we go again. So we'll get the very latest from Zach Goodall.
All right. Sounds like a lot of fun. Enjoy your show. Have a good one.
Thanks, Rick.
That'll be it for us. We're back at it tomorrow. Again, we expect it to be a longer practice on Tuesday over at the Miller Electric Center. Remember, Friday night, there's a scrimmage that's open to you. Go to Jaguars.com to get all the details and register for that scrimmage on Friday night. Should be a lot of fun, no doubt about that. That's going to do it for us. Thank you to Dave Campo. Thank you to Emmanuel Agba. For Dylan Denmark and the Goofy, left foot Goofy. truth teller, Rick Ballou. You have a great night.